Hi, this is BJ from Digital Mind. I'm just shooting a short video on the top 7 mistakes that cost freelancers work. The first mistake I'd like to cover with you is lacking ability to listen. Now this can come in several different forms. For instance, some freelancers can have poor English skills, which makes it difficult for them to fully understand what it is that I'm after. Some freelancers also choose to not reply to briefs when they're applying for jobs, which immediately takes them out of the running. Not picking up on requests is also another frequent sign of lacking ability to listen. If I'm, for instance, asking for a change of colors on a website and that is not being done and I have to say it over and over again, then that of course annoys me quite frequently. And finally, any work that needs me to follow up when it's not needed. Two, low quality work. I define low quality as any work that does not fit the brief, has obvious holes, and forces me to spend extra time and money in fixing it. Three, not responding on time. I generally expect most freelancers to be able to reply within 24 hours and be able to explain when something is happening. I particularly appreciate freelancers that are able to tell me in advance if they're having problems that force them to need extra time. And I also expect freelancers to never leave for longer periods of time without explanation. 4. Not paying attention to detail. The consequence for me as an employer is that it takes a lot of time to follow up, and it reduces a lot of my confidence in the rest, because it immediately makes me question the quality of pretty much everything, and it might therefore increase the overall cost. 5. Condescending attitude. This can be a little bit more difficult to detect, and you see it when the freelancer put their own needs ahead of the client. For instance, by trying to rush the client to accept a job that the client might not be fully happy with, or push their own suggestions too much. If you believe that you have a better suggestion than what the client might want, then I suggest that you make that very clear as soon as you see that something can be done better, and then accept the client having a different opinion if that is the case. 6. Setting top amount of revisions. I would generally say that work is done when the client is happy. If you as a freelancer struggle with clients that basically take too much time in changing their minds and so on, then I suggest that you create questionnaires that allow you to very clearly define the questions that you need to get answered to do your work as well as possible. 7. Being too impersonal. It's a tendency among some freelancers to engage in generic communication. I've already mentioned the example of briefs. When you put them out, you tend to receive mainly generic replies that do not reply to what you're asking for. However, that can also take other shapes. When, for instance, a freelancer is being overly formal, for instance using sir repeatedly, and almost trying to make the relationships into something that it quite simply isn't. I would also suggest that freelancers can become impersonal by not adjusting the way they communicate to the person that they're communicating with. Okay, that's about it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, go to digitalmind.com.